has us covered down on the competition floor. Event number 4, the first of 3 events the individuals will face today. We're getting inverted.
We're getting inverted, and we're going to be rowing fast. This particular event ascends in the rowing distance 4, 6, and 8, and has some modulation in the handstand walking where they will go the longest in the middle and finish fast.
What are the Go-Ruck steps to success?
Got to be reckless on the rower, Sean. You've got to actually row at a clip that you're probably a little bit uncomfortable with, and then you've got to brace and breathe when you get inverted. Belly button in towards your spine as you recklessly walk on those hands.
9 women will be out on the floor for this first of 4 heats. In lane number 5, that's Nicolette Torrigiani. She comes in 31st place overall with 72 points. But again, a lot of points on the board as she looks to move into the top 20.
Yeah, and Torrigiani, almost a little special spot in my heart because she's one of those athletes that's competed both as a team and Indy, and this year decided to go Indy.
First of 4 heats is underway, and we start on the rower. 400 meters to accumulate here before a 96-foot handstand walk.
Every second going to add up very quickly on this particular event when it comes to transitions on and off the rower, as well as that established pace.
Well, Hustle Up is the official timekeeper of the CrossFit semifinals. You can scan the QR code on the screen for a chance to win a CrossFit World Tour, visiting CrossFit gyms around the globe. Terms and conditions apply.
Athletes looking very composed as we're going to see the drive with the legs. It almost looks like, if we're watching at home, that they're squatting away from those foot pads or foot straps. They're driving with their legs. They start to hinge back with their torso, and then they pull with the arms. On the way back to the rower, it's the exact opposite response. You want to relax your arms, hinge your torso forward, and then bend at the knees. You want that to be efficient. You want that chain to go right in and out of that machine. That's going to help you get the best feedback for the uptick in meters.
Closest to the camera, lane 4, that's Katie Callior. Next to her in lane 3, Logan Filolos. Other end of the floor, Dana Perron in the all black. Judge's hand is in the air. Next to her, Caroline Spencer. Her judge's hand in the air as well. More judges' hands going in the air here to signify that their athletes are nearly done with that first 400-meter row, and Perron is going to be the first one out.
Great job transitioning there by her, getting her hands on the ground immediately and starting a fast walk.
96 feet here. They do not need to come off of their hands at the turn. Perron is over that green line, and now she will make the return trip. Top of your screen in the all black.
We'll talk about this a good bit, Sean, but you notice that arch with the legs. Those heels being forward are allowing them to carry their momentum forward faster, but they still got to brace in their belly, as that's one of the steps to success. You got to stay firm in your midline so you're not arching your spine too much.
Nina Vergovich in lane 7, creeping up on Perron, and then down in lane 2, Jessica Kalagian, now bottom left-hand part of your screen. Third woman to get to the rower. And now 600 meters.
Yep.
Before the longest handstand walk that we will face in the event, 120 feet. So it will be the far yellow line on the floor and back.
This is where discipline really comes into play, Sean. It's so easy to fall into a trap of, hey, I'll be on the rower longer. Maybe I should pace this a little bit more slowly. But the bottom line is that you've got to actually stay just as aggressive, because now greater separation can take place on the rower.
Closest to the screen, lane 1, that's Bailey Maraviglia. And next to her is Jessica Kalagian in the yellow and black. Kalagian, a former team competitor in 2022 with CrossFit Mayhem, one of those teams.
And right there, Sean, we get a great glimpse at that monitor, noticing that 154, that is the pace per 500 meters that she is maintaining. And that is going to be a very important number for her, because that's what allows her to stay disciplined on what she established. Not just listening to her body, but hitting a particular number. And for her, it's like, hey, we've got a 155 pace. I'm not going to allow myself to go slower than this. And this is something that I've practiced and I've paced time and time again. A lot of times athletes will even choose to increase the speed if they nail it just right the deeper that we get into an event.
And Dana Perron approaching that 400-meter mark. Check in with Nina Vergovich.
Now we notice there, 2 minutes on the monitor. So what this tells us is that she's rowing at a slower pace. 5 seconds is what it will cost her per 500 meters. And Sean, we know they're going 600 meters on this. If we look at these two athletes side by side, one rowing a 1:55 and one rowing a 2-minute pace, that's going to give the athlete in lane 10 about a 7-second advantage overall going into the next handstand walk.
We'll keep an eye on Dana Perron as her judge's hand is in the air. Perron coming in 38th place overall.
The legend and two right at the same time. Going to be a race on the hands, and that's what we want to see.
Her second appearance at semifinals. Former Olympic weightlifter. Turned to CrossFit in 2019, and now she is leading this opening heat. 120 feet on the handstand walk is now Kalagian and Vergovich are right behind her. But Kalagian got a no rep. She's got to go back to start this section. She's fallen back into third place. Nicolette Torrigiani, middle of the screen in the yellow top and gray shorts on the handstand walk. And in lane 4, that's Katie Callior, also in the middle of your screen, yellow top, black shorts. Now, Dina Vergovich has overtaken Dana Perron on the handstand walk.
Yeah, Vergovich being a mayhem athlete, hey, we know they walk upside down quite a bit on their hands, and her pace right now, look at the way she gets her hands to the ground very quickly, a little bit more of a faster rate.
And Perron took a break there, Adrian.
Yep.
And now she is back and completing that second leg of the 120-foot handstand walk. Now the 800-meter row. Vergovich in the lead on the rower as Perron straps in down in lane 2. Jessica Kalagian still in third place.
Vergovich doing an amazing job seizing the moment there. We know that Perron took a break. She did not slow at all. Now, one thing that I noticed about Perron, even when she got back onto the rower, Sean, is she took her time to get her feet set, and she didn't begin pulling on the paddle. There's a technique, and we'll see it right here in lane number 8. Lane number 8 right there, we saw Caroline Spencer take a seat, put her feet in, and then she started to pull on the rower at the same time while setting her feet. Perron waited to get her hands on that paddle, and that really allowed Vergovich to have a solid lead going into this final row.
It's not a big surprise that Vergovich is doing well in this event. She took her first steps as a child in a gymnastics gym. Her mom was an elite gymnast. Her dad was a European karate champion from Yugoslavia.
I mean, sign her up for anything. She's pretty much going to be prepared for it all at this point. I'm sure with CrossFit, she just had to learn how to lift some weights.
Vergovich now on that 800-meter row, as is the rest of the field. This is the final time they'll be on the rower, and then it's just one trip down the floor. So green line to red line, 72 feet to close this out. And take a look at the monitors of our two leaders. On the left, that's Dana Perron, and on the right is Vergovich.
And this is similar to what we saw in the last attempt, last effort on the rower, where Perron establishes just a touch faster pace, but Vergovich, because she's got a faster handstand walk, she was able to make the difference between these two paces that they've established. And right now we see Vergovich with the advantage simply because she got to the rower and got it going faster, sooner.
Just 72 feet for the next handstand walk. Just one trip down the floor.
13 minutes is what we're looking for.
So Vergovich coming in 34th place overall, looking to pick up some valuable points and creep into the top 20. Their best event finish in the semifinals event was 33rd last year in test number 4.
All these women doing a great job of showing consistency with their rowing form. A lot of times in the affiliates, we'll see athletes have a different style of stroke for fast workouts, a different style of stroke when they're tired, a different style of stroke when it's long. Folks, you should row how you row just like you should run how you run. Keep that technique the same and just adjust the intensity and the pulling effort.
Hand in the air for Dina Vergovich. Dana Perron's judge's hand now in the air, so looks like Vergovich is going to get a head start on Perron on this final 72-foot handstand walk.
All right, here we go. And the big thing to take note, Sean, is this final walk. They're just going all the way to the finish line.
Vergovich off first, onto the handstand walk. And here comes Perron, and Jessica Kalagian down in lane 2 getting set to finish up as well. And now Kalagian is off, bottom left-hand part of your screen. Nina Vergovich is going to go unbroken, 72 feet. She'll pick up the heat win, 9:09 unofficially. Dana Perron needs to hurry up because Kalagian is gaining ground. Dead even to the red line. And Perron, I think, got it.
Yes, she did.
And now in lane 4, Katie Callior is in.
With the kick for good measure. They got to get on that finish mat, folks. That's what's going to trip that timer, and they got to get that foot across the line.
More athletes coming across the finish line in lane 8. That's Caroline Spencer. She is in. Down in lane 1, Bailey Maraviglia. And now in lane 5, Nicolette Torrigiani is through. 2 women still on the competition floor. In the all red in lane 6, that's Rachel Fricker. And now in lane 3, Logan Filolos kicking up for her final handstand walk. 9:09 unofficially from Nina Vergovich is going to be her top time heading into heat 2. Fricker's going to take a break.
Yeah, Fricker doing a great job breaking there intentionally, understanding she had to get her hands past the line so she could get her feet down, reset, and use that distance as an advantage. Now it looks like she's going unbroken to finish.
Fricker is in. And Logan Filolos is the final woman on the floor here. More than 2 minutes to go before we hit the time cap.
Sean, one thing we're going to notice as we watch these heats continue to advance is the different body postures and shapes. Heels really far arched over the body, head sometimes looking up, sometimes looking down.
Filolos is in, and that will do it for heat number 1. Nina Vergovich, 9:09.44 seconds. Dana Perron just edging out Jessica Kalagian for second. And then it's Katie Callior 5 seconds ahead.